Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Nikymus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. This video, we are going to talk about the narcissist and the super empath. Why do narcissists hate, envy, and resent super empaths? For us to be able to understand this video, first of all, we have to understand, we already know at this time who is a narcissist. We may even know who is a greater narcissist and the rest, but we also need to understand who is a super empath. A super empath is our enlightened empath. They have awakened, okay? Very pretty much awake. Their eyes are wide open. Maybe they have either healed, on the journey of healing, or they have fully actually recovered after this abuse. While they are doing this, they educate themselves, okay? They learn some knowledge, they gain some wisdom, they get enlightened, they read a couple of books, they make sure that they do educate themselves. Not only about themselves, but they also do educate themselves about these narcissists, okay? So they will learn how the narcissist operates, what they do, all the manipulation techniques, how they abuse people, what is going on in their mind. They're going to educate themselves on everything. A time comes where the super empath is very much so deep in their journey and they are very much so enlightened, okay? So because of this, they develop a superpower, okay? This is not a superpower that they usually want to display. They don't just display this power everywhere they go. They wait for the specific moment where they feel they need to switch on their super empath powers. When the super empath turns on these powers, it is going to be very painful for a narcissist. It is going to be very difficult for the narcissist. That power can send the narcissist to hospital. It can crush the narcissist. It will bring them face flat on the ground. It will send them running. It will send them packing. Not all empaths are a threat or are a problem to narcissists. A regular empath, sleep empath, the sleep giant, they may be not aware of things. They don't know who they are, so they don't know who a narcissist is. They are just empaths who are just living an ordinary life. Maybe some of them, they're even wounded. They're somewhere on their journey. They don't know nothing. A super empath, like I've said, they're the enlightened ones. The narcissist will usually run along very well with the ordinary empath, the sleep empath. If a narcissist runs into a super empath, they may not really figure it out in the beginning. It may be a little bit difficult for them to figure out how much do these guys know, what are they all about. So they may sometimes carry along for a couple of weeks, even sometimes a few months. But it's not going to take a long period of time before the narcissist will figure out this is not the individual they are going to mess with, okay? Any button they push will not work. Any manipulation game they try, it won't work. Anything they try to do, it is not going to work because we already know that these individuals, that is their job: destroy, abuse, manipulate, gaslight people. When that super empath has met a regular narcissist, normally it's not going to take a very long period of time. It may take, like I've said, a couple of weeks, maybe a month maximum, maybe 2. But those empaths are going to actually straight away figure out they are dealing with the narcissist. So a greater narcissist, the awakened narcissist, they are usually going to detach at the early stages of those encounters. So they may sometimes meet a super empath. They're going to figure out straight away in a day or two, they have no business with this kind of empath, okay? Because they already know. Remember, these are greater narcissists. They are aware narcissists. So when they have met a super empath, they already know the qualities and the power that the super empath holds. They're not going to take their time. They're not going to second guess themselves. They're going to push one button or two. They're going to figure out this is not the individual they're going to play with. They will know what that person is capable of. And that greater narcissist, they're going to quickly find their way out of that entanglement or friendship or whatever. If it has been a lesser narcissist, for example, ordinary narcissist, who don't even know, probably they don't yet know they're narcissist, or they don't even know who a super empath is, they may turn into a super empath. The super empath will, of course, do what they always do best. They will give them some little bit of a chance. They'll allow them to speak. They'll allow them to play around. Sometimes even the super empath may decide to play along with this narcissist because they are just waiting for the right time, okay? So these people, they have a weapon. They are going to let the narcissist play their game for a couple of days, a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks. And then they're going to figure out that this individual is a narcissist and they're going to switch on their superpower, okay? When they switch on that superpower, they're going to start mirroring everything back to the narcissist. But normally the super empath doesn't allow themselves to flow very deep in those kind of entanglements on friendships because they already know everything about this abuse. So sometimes they meet narcissists, whether the lesser one or the greater one, they will play along a little bit, and they are going to usually mirror back that energy to the narcissist. Now remember, the narcissist is not somebody who is ready to face themselves in the mirror. Now here you have a person who is even able, they have got a superpower to mirror all this energy. They will actually sometimes, if they want to, behave exactly the way the narcissist does. So if they're dealing with a highly manipulative individual, that individual will start to see themselves in the super empath. And this is sometimes things they may do this consciously, or sometimes they can even do this unconsciously. It could be the way they say things, the way they move, the way they speak, but you're going to realize that their energy is mirroring back to these individuals who they really are. And remember, the narcissists are always trying to run very far away from themselves. They don't want to see who they are. They don't want to know who they are. Whenever you tell them what is going on in their lives or who they really are, they are going to lash out, they are going to go into rage, they are going to shout around, they are going to abuse you, they are going to become very aggressive because they don't want you to show them or to make them know and find out who they are. When this period comes of the mirroring, because you see the super empath has got this mirror effect whereby they are standing on the opposite side of the narcissist. Not only are they seeing what the narcissist is doing, they are also mirroring this energy back to the narcissist. So all narcissists of any shape or form, they do not have any business with the super empath. They know what these guys are capable of. They know how dangerous they are. And they know inside of them, they have got this capability. Like I've said, the greater narcissist actually fully knows what that empath is capable of and their abilities and their superpowers, but the lesser narcissist or the unawakened narcissist doesn't actually know the power within that kind of empath, okay? So this is why I've said that sometimes when the super empath runs into a lesser narcissist, it could drag around for a couple of weeks, 2, maybe 3, but usually they're not going to get intimate. If it's some kind of an intention of starting a relationship with that kind of individual, they are usually not going to sleep with that individual. They may not push them away straight away, but they're going to just watch them from a distance, see what they're doing and whatever the way they're moving and other things like that. They're going to take the notes, and then eventually they're going to figure out what is the right time for them to be able to mirror that energy back to those narcissists. So that's when you see those narcissists, they're going to start distancing themselves from those guys because they're going to figure out that there is nothing they're doing is working. On the other hand, a greater narcissist, this one cannot even take a day or two, okay? It's going to be within a day or two. They're just going to figure out that energy, and they will usually know they have no business with that kind of individual. They are going to actually draw back, put a step back, and disappear and run into thin air. You will never actually see those individuals again. If a narcissist has met a super empath, let's say they have known each other last couple of days, last couple of months, or whatever, usually when they see that individual coming towards them, those narcissists they're even going to divert their journey. So you may see them sometime making a U-turn, going back to where they came from, or you may sometimes see them diverting away from that individual. They do not want to get into contact with that person because they know there's a very big chance they may run into that individual and try to spend some time with those individuals, and it is going to turn out very, very deadly for that narcissist, okay? So when it comes to the relationship between these narcissists and especially people, the super empath, it becomes very, very difficult because those two people, they already know that they are at a constant war with these individuals, but now what they do, they weaponize themselves, okay? They defend themselves. They know how to defend themselves. They know how to guard themselves. They know how to protect themselves. Whenever they come into that kind of energy, into contact with that form of energy, they are going to send that energy back to the original owner, okay? So a lot of you guys who are on this channel, especially, we have a lot of empaths on this channel. Many of you guys are just waking up. Many of you guys are just discovering about narcissism and everything. So usually you may be a regular empath who is just waking up and you're trying to ascend higher, heal maybe sometimes, develop yourself, work yourself, educate yourself, gain all this enlightenment and wisdom and everything. That is what is going to move you to turn into a super empath. The two of those guys do not meet by any chance. When that meeting happens, it is going to be disastrous, and the narcissists, they know it, okay? So these are guys who are capable of watching. They can't just watch the narcissist play a fool of themselves. They may spend a minute or two with them, maybe could even sometimes go up to an hour, you never know. They are just going to be there watching them, taking notes. They're going to see the way they fool themselves, they fool around with themselves, what they're doing, the things they're saying. They're going to study their DNA, they're going to study their body language. They're going to take them through some form of a scan until they feel that this particular individual they're dealing with is a manipulative individual. Now that is where they are going to activate that superpower of being a super empath, and now they are going to mirror energy back to those individuals. That is exactly what the narcissists don't want to see. So if you've ever been wondering the reason as to why narcissists always want to attack, because whenever they run into this kind of individuals, they already feel that energy from a distance. They feel like there's nothing they can do. It's like they're in frozen mode, okay? There's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can say. There's no way they can act that person doesn't already know. They know that person has already been in that game before. They have already met so many narcissists along their journey. They know the way they move. So there's nothing you can tell them that they do not already understand and they do not already understand. That is the relationship between the super empath and the narcissist. It can be the super empath and the regular narcissist, or it can be a super empath and a greater or even higher narcissist. In whichever way it works, or whichever way you want to believe, all those kind of narcissists do not like that kind of individual because they are awakened, they are enlightened, they are very knowledgeable, they are too wise, and they have got a very secret, very powerful superpower that those narcissists know if they activate that superpower, it is going to send them packing, and it's going to lead them in a very dangerous spot that they don't even want to be. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.